Boy suddenly heard the sound of chopping meat next door, and every time it was 12 o'clock midnight. At first he didn't pay attention to it. He thought it was the other guy getting off work, but soon he realized something strange, because every time the sound of chopping meat, a foul smell would come out. In order to find out what his neighbor was doing, he poked his head out the window several times to check, and was horrified to find, whenever the neighbor started chopping meat, the disgusting smell would attract wild cats. What's even more puzzling is that, the neighbor didn't chase it away, but every time, as if they knew it in advance, he fed the cats freshly chopped meat. The boy was scared. In the following days, he watched his neighbor's movements many times, but he never saw anyone come out. That night, he came home and walked downstairs, and to his horror, he realized his light was on, so the boy rushed up, but after a quick search he found nothing unusual. To find out what had happened, he pulled up a stool and sat in the corner, turned off the light and waited for him to show up, and sure enough, just after midnight, the sound of chopping meat started again. When he heard it, he went to check it out. A black cat passed by the window, and left a pile of cat poop on the windowsill. He had an idea. He wrapped the cat poop in toilet paper. The next day he asked a friend to take it to the laboratory, but the test results surprised him. It was a human nail. Now the boy was completely panicked. He felt that his neighbor had a secret to hide. He went to the agent who rented him the apartment, and told her about it. He hoped to get himself a new apartment, but the girl didn't believe him. She stayed in the guy's room that night. She wanted to know if he was telling the truth, but when she was getting ready for bed, she accidentally tore the wallpaper off the wall. The next moment, they were so shocked they couldn't speak. The wall was covered with bloody handprints. The girl told him, "I had heard that there was a mom living here, with a son. Then the son died. The mom went crazy. She locked herself in the house all day. Soon after that, the mom died. She just hung there." To make sure the legend was true, I couldn't wait to check the internet, and sure enough there was news about it, and it happened just half a year ago. He thought the legend had something to do with his neighbor. He wanted to find out what his neighbor was up to. At night, he turned off all the lights, then he sat in his room and waited. It was 12 o'clock midnight. The familiar sound of chopping meat began again. This time he didn't hesitate. He removed the ventilation pipe and looked inside, but the hole was too small. He couldn't see anything, so he had an idea. He bent a coat hanger, and made a simple cell phone holder. Then he climbed to the hole again, and put the cell phone in. A few moments later, the phone captured the neighbor's house, but the kitchen was empty, not a soul in sight. After some thought, he put the phone in. Then he took out the coins he had on him. He smashed the kitchen window. He heard a noise from the kitchen next door. He hurriedly took the phone down to check, but he was shocked by what he saw inside.